Yo, what is good, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second part of the 2000 subscriber special. What if Tanjiro was Barnes' reincarnation? Let's go! Now, before this part does start up, I'm just going to quickly say, if you guys do enjoy this part, be sure to like, subscribe, all of that jazz. If you want to hit the notification bell, you'll see my videos as soon as they come out. So you'll get notified immediately and won't have to wait until you see them or whatever. You'll get notified immediately. If you want to leave a comment, then that'll be cool. You can leave a comment suggesting a what if, whether you can critique my stuff saying that I sucked, or you can just say hello. Whatever one works for you. But yeah, so that's pretty much that. All the links are down in the description, all the music, all everything down in the description below. And yeah, that's pretty much that. So just remember, God is awesome, you guys are too, and let's just get straight into this epic what if. After hearing that they need to go to Mount Natagumo, Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke, with Nezuko being in Tanjiro's box, decide to head off the next morning, going off and heading towards the Mountain of Demons. As they're heading off, Zenitsu is complaining the entire time that he doesn't want to die, but the other two just don't care. With Zenitsu with Inosuke kind of asking what their names are, Tanjiro saying that his name is Tanjiro Kamaboko, and Inosuke saying, "Kanpachiro Kamaboku! I'm gonna bring you down!" Sorry, I just need to say that. I know it happens earlier, but I need to say it now because I forgot to do it in the last part. But yeah, so pretty much that happens, and Tanjiro just kind of ignores him, thinking he's a bit of a twat, but oh well. After this, after a few hours of traveling, they finally arrive at Mount Natagumo, where Zenitsu is freaking the hang out. He is losing it. He is peeing himself nearly, and just crying saying that he doesn't want to die. Tanjiro just saying, alright, just stay here then, as he, Nezuko, and Inosuke head off into the forest, with Zenitsu just staying at the entrance of the forest, shaking in his boots, until a few minutes later, he realizes that Nezuko is in the forest in danger, and he, being the chivalrous knight that he is, charges off into the forest. While Tanjiro and Inosuke go in, and they're a few minutes into the forest, they see a bunch of dead kind of people, a bunch of dead demon slayers on a bunch of strings or whatever, as they're all dead or nearly dead. As a couple of them drop down to try and kill them, one other demon slayer comes out to help them. As they quickly dispose of all of the ropes and all the strings, Tanjiro goes quickly, using his hunting style and ripping all of the strings towards him, taking them all off and snapping them all, removing the control from whatever demon was controlling them. After this, Tanjiro then boosts forward, as Inosuke uses his kind of sensing mode, using one of his kind of beast-breathing forms to sense where the demon is. Tanjiro boosts forward, as he sees a demon drop down from the sky, as it's on strings, a headless demon with a very big build. As it swipes down trying to attack Tanjiro, Tanjiro jumps up and spins, slamming his four-section staff onto the demon, hitting it square in the middle, splitting it in two, before then cutting off of the strings. After this, he dashes forward, going at blaring speeds before arriving, seeing the demon in front of him, and using one of his kind of hunter breathing styles to pretty much pull the demon towards him before taking off her head, immediately defeating the demon. After this, Inosuke catches up as they both start heading further and deeper into the mountain. As they get there, they see a gigantic demon in front of them. Inosuke asking if this is a one of the 12 Kizuki, which they were warned may be there. Tanjiro explains it could be him, but they'll just have to find out. As that happens, the demon tries to attack him. Tanjiro jumps out of the way as Inosuke goes to slice off its arm. However, the attack doesn't work. As Inosuke's kind of freaking out why the attack didn't work, the demon's arm then explodes. As the arm goes flying backwards, the demon goes flying backwards as well, with Tanjiro using Hunter's Fist, removing a bunch of the strength from the demon as he tells Inosuke to charge forward and take off its head while he still can. As that happens, Inosuke goes for the head, slicing at it, getting about halfway through as Tanjiro jumps forward and swinging, using his snatch ability to pull on the head and starting to pull it towards him, helping Inosuke as Inosuke rips and slices the demon's head off as it falls down. After this, Inosuke then decides to go forward and to other demons as Tanjiro jumps up as he senses something is going on. As he does this, he starts kind of dashing towards whatever smell he can smell, or what he can smell. As he rushes forward, he sees two demons arguing. One of them saying to the other that she should do better, and that she should not let any of the demon slayers escape before then attacking her. After that, Tanjiro just walks out. That's not a way to treat your sister, is it? Oh, another demon slayer for me to massacre. Tell me what your name is. My name? It's a bit rude to ask what a person's name is before giving your own, but oh well, my name's Tanjiro Kamaboko. No, Tanjiro Kamaboko! My name's Tanjiro Kamado, and frankly, I'm here to kill you. Now, what's yours? Well, since you are so curious about it, I guess I'll give you my name. My name is Rui. Up Lower Moon 5 of the 12 Kizuki. As he says this, he then sends strings flying towards Tanjiro, as before the demon can even react, they're all torn to shreds. As he looks towards Tanjiro, he's nowhere to be seen, as he looks up to see a pretty much demon is all he can see, kind of above him, swinging down his staff, trying to take off the demon's head before he's then whacked away by a bunch of strings. As it happens, Tanjiro decides that he needs to put Nezuko down, taking off his backpack and placing her behind a tree. As that happens, he then charges towards the demon named Rui, as he uses his snatch ability to snatch at the demon's heart, ripping it out before then using Hunter's Fist to take down or to remove some of the demon's strength and energy. As that happens, he starts bulking up, getting stronger and stronger as Rui tries to attack him, but he can't. Nothing will work. As Tanjiro goes in for a swing, Rui uses a last-ditch effort using his blood demon art, his strings turning a blood red colour as it slices at Tanjiro, taking off his arm, leg, and half of his head. Slicing up, taking off the top part of his head, and up all of the rest of his body, pretty much slicing him into multiple pieces. As he sees this, Rui's strength then returns to him slowly as he breathes a sigh of relief, thinking if he didn't use his demon blood art, he would have died. As that happens, he then hears something. Steam. Wow, you almost got me there. Wow, if only I wasn't immortal. I would have died. As he looks down, he sees Tanjiro is gone as he feels a whack against his back. His back pretty much being blown in half, his lower body separating from his upper body as he splits in two, going flying back. As that happens, Tanjiro is on him like a dog, going after him, trying to swing and attack him, but Rui uses his strings to try and push and navigate around Tanjiro's attacks, trying to dodge him. As this happens, Nezuko starts to get out. She gets out and uses some kicks and attacks at Rui. As Rui uses his demon blood out, he slices Tanjiro's head off before throwing his body, sending it flying, as he goes after Nezuko, trying to take out one problem before the other. As he goes after Nezuko, he uses one of his string attacks, using a string cage and cages against Nezuko, using that to kind of slice her up and cut her before stringing her up into the sky. As that happens, he hears a roar of anger, pain and disgust, before him then feeling a strange feeling against his neck as he feels ripping. His neck is ripping before his head gets sent flying off of his head, as flames come off of Tanjiro's kind of 4-section staff, sending Rui's head flying off of his body. As that happens, Tanjiro gets down on one knee, exhausted from using Hunter's Fist and pretty much just fighting as hard as he did, and going pretty much as hard out as he could. As this happens, he then hears something. He hears something moving behind him. The body behind him doesn't drop. Instead, he sees the demon Rui's head get sent flying back onto his head. You almost got me there. It seems that we've both got tricks under our boot or up our sleeves. If I was any slower, you would have actually taken off my head. Luckily, you're too weak to do that, and I was able to take my own head off with my strings before you could kill me. As that happens, he then goes up, attacking Tanjiro using his strings to slice Tanjiro across the chest, sending him flying back. As that happens, he then slices up Nezuko, stabbing into her before her blood drips down onto his strings. As that happens, he then sees something dash towards him, this being Tanjiro, as he uses Snatch, snatching Rui's body, sending him forward before he is then ignited, erupts into flames as its pink and red flames erupt and just burn Rui, as he's not sure what it is before looking up and seeing Nezuko, her looking down at him with rage and a fire in her eyes, before hearing Tanjiro scream, "Hunter's Fist!" as all of his strength leaves his body. As that happens, he falls onto his knees, unable to move, as he sees Tanjiro 3 times his original size, bringing his staff down onto Rui, hitting him square in the neck, and his upper body exploding from the force. Rui's head going flying as he dies right there, turning into ashes and disappearing from all traces. After falling onto one knee, he looks up to Nezuko, seeing the strings starting to disappear as he jumps up, catching her before falling onto the ground. Falling onto one knee, or onto his knees, in pretty much exhaustion from using his Hunter's Fist and Snatch ability so much. He may be immortal, but it still weakens him a lot. After this, he then hears something behind him as he turns around to see Giyu Tomioka walking towards him. After that, he hears something above him, as before anyone could react, Nezuko is moved from where she originally was, Tanjiro grabbing her by the collar of her shirt and pulling her back for her to not get sliced up by the insect Hashira Shinobu. Her explaining that, saving a demon and being hospitable to a demon is a first kind of great offense, and she probably shouldn't do that, and he is probably, if he's going to protect a demon, he is to be executed. Tanjiro just telling her to try him, and she prepares to attack, Giyu then telling her to stop. Her not listening as he charges towards Nezuko, ready to stab her and kill her, until her blade stabs into Tanjiro, hitting him square in the neck. Her kind of sighing in disappointment that a demon slayer had to die, before Tanjiro just grabs onto the blade, pulling it off, as she sees his wound steaming up before just disappearing entirely. Her being very confused before a palm strike hits her square in the chest, sending her flying. Him saying he knows that demon slayers are not allowed to attack other demon slayers, but when it comes to family, he will fight the entire world if they try to kill his sister. As that happens, they then hear a crow explain that Tanjiro and Nezuko are to be taken to the Hashira mansion. Hearing this, Shinobu kind of agrees with this and complies with this, as they all go to the Hashira mansion. Tanjiro being a lot less weakened than he originally was, Inosuke pretty much not being hurt at all, and Zenitsu still being as hurt as normal, as he still fought the spider demon and defeated him. As Tanjiro sees Zenitsu, he quickly runs up to him as he thinks of what he could do, thinking maybe his blood could heal him, as he slices across his wrist and pours it into a cup, kind of giving Zenitsu the cup as so he can drink it. After this all occurs, he is then sent out to the courtyard of the Hashira mansion, where everyone tries to restrain him, and he complies as to not seem like a threat, them tying ropes behind his back and putting him kneeling on the ground as the Hashira are all around. All except one, as they're all explaining, like, why is he protecting a demon? He just says, like, she's his sister, and if anyone tries to attack her, he will kill them. And some of them thinking that he's too confident, this being the snake Hashira, or the serpent Hashira, and kind of the sound Hashira as well. I may love Tengen, but the man is very confident. They both explaining that he has just become a demon slayer, and he should not be so confident in his abilities. As they are saying this, they then hear somebody walk up to them, as they see the Wind Hashira, also known as Shinazugawa, there standing there with his sword and a box, as he yells at Tanjiro that he is protecting a demon and therefore must be punished. And Tanjiro explains to him, like, bro, his sister ain't gonna be hurting nobody, and if she does, well, that sucks, but they ain't gonna be doing anything about it. As the Wind Hashira gets mad at him and draws his sword as he's about to stab Nezuko, as he throws the box on the ground and about to stab Nezuko. Tanjiro disappears as the ropes are on the ground where he originally was, and they just hear a boom as the Wind Hashira is sent flying into the fence, or into the fence or wall of the mansion, indenting it, and blood spewing out of his mouth, with Tanjiro there, red in his, just a killing intent in his eyes. Tanjiro ready to go after him until they hear somebody walk up. This man being the leader of the Demon Slayers, Kaguya Ubuyashiki. As they see him, all the Hashiras drop to one knee, Tanjiro standing there just bowing his head slightly. As he kind of sees all this, he tells them to all arise and to relax, as he tells them Tanjiro and Nezuko are under his protection pretty much, and if they want to do a test run, Tanjiro can even like test, or they can even test Nezuko as if like if Nezuko tries to kill a attacks a human, both Giyu Tomioka and the original Water Hashira Udokodaki have stated that if that happens, all three of them, Udokodaki, Giyu Tomioka, and Tanjiro Kamado, will commit seppuku. If you don't know what that means, search it up, because I'll get demonetized if I say the actual word. But if he says this, the rest of the Hashira are kinda adamant. Tanjiro just walking up, taking Nezuko and her box and putting her inside, before slicing his wrists and putting it on the box with Nezuko standing out of the box. As that happens, she looks at the blood and immediately declines it. All the Hashira are ready to attack Tanjiro for pretty much dishonoring and plaguing the room inside the kind of Hashira, or the Hashira mansion, but the blood immediately evaporates soon after, and his wound heals up, shocking everyone. As this happens, Kaguya asks if anyone of the Hashira would like to look after these demon slayers, Shinobu explaining that she will take them on. Not only these two, but also the other two, the boar-headed kind of headed boy, and the yellow-haired boy, these being Inosuke and Zenitsu. As this is explained, they all agree on it, as they all leave for the Butterfly Mansion. Once they all arrive at the Butterfly Mansion, Tanjiro sees Inosuke and Zenitsu. Inosuke being extremely hyper and ready to fight, Zenitsu still being kind of baby-legged and a little bit still hurt, but the blood in that Tanjiro made him drink definitely helped him, since he has the immortal kind of and healing properties of it. I'm not sure if that's an actual thing, but Prince of What If did do it, and I'm going to take it from him because it's a great idea, and it makes Tanjiro even more overpowered. And who doesn't like an overpowered character? After they all kind of get all settled in, Shinobu hands them all off to Kanao and the other kind of helpers at the Hashira mansion, with Tanjiro completely destroying all the tests they've given them, as they get him to do the kind of the tests against Kanao, but he destroys her in every single one of them, taking the cups and placing them on her head immediately, and the rest of them the tag and all the other ones. They then ask him if he can do this kind of thing where he breathes out and can do concentration breathing constant, where he just does concentration breathing constantly, as they get him to try and breathe out of this clay bottle. As they do it, they give him a mediocre one, and he does it immediately, then giving him a large one as he explodes that as well, giving them the biggest one, and he, after a little bit of effort, just a little bit, explodes that one as well, them all being extremely shocked. They then just let him do his thing, since he's already Hashira level. They all get him to kind of fight, or get him to look after and train the other two, which he does very ruthlessly, as the other two are put through the most hellish training of their lives, not even given the opportunity to not train. As soon as the kind of day breaks, Tanjiro is on them like a dog, beating at them with pillows if they don't wake up, whacking them with sticks, getting them to get up, as they are training from dusk till dawn. Or dawn till dusk, whichever one. They're training through the entire day, only getting small breaks for food and to grab water if need be. And that is it, giving them extreme stamina and getting them a lot better. a few days kind of pass, or a few weeks pass, as the Flame Hashira Kyojiro Rengoku asks if he can take those three, or Tanjiro specifically, on a mission with him to defeat a upper moon demon, the upper moon, or the lower moon one. As they hear this, since he wants him to take him, since he's got experience with defeating upper moons, since he defeated lower moon 5. I keep saying upper moons. Lower moon 5, he may be able to help in fighting against lower moon 1. If it is a lower moon 1, they just know it's one of the 12 moons. So Tanjiro accepts, asking if the others could come with him, saying sure, why not. So they take him along, or they take all of them along, as they go to the train wreck to go to the Mugen train. As they look through it and try to investigate it, Rengoku and Tanjiro go to the train area, where they figure that out, leaving Zenitsu and Inosuke to search some other areas. As they see it, as they get there, they hear a demon, as they see the running demon, or whatever it's called, is there. Once they see that, the demon takes a kid hostage, preparing to kill him before his head is taken from his body, as the head is ripped from his body and flung towards Tanjiro, as he gives it a quick whack on the neck, killing the demon immediately. Or giving a whack with the neck with his stick, killing it, since it's nettering. You get what I mean. So he does that, killing it. Rengoku quite surprised that he was able to do that, hearing that he had some sort of strange demonic or magical like power, but understanding what they meant now. After this, they then get on the Mugen train when it begins, as both Tanjiro and Rengoku understand that that was not the demon that killed all the passengers on the previous Mugen train. Once they get on the train, they are all ready and kind of chilling out and ready for whatever comes, as while they're there, two demons arrive in the building, or in their carriage, as before anyone could react, Rengoku gets up, ready to attack them, taking down both demons with his first form and his second form consecutively. After that, the conductor arrives, giving them, or snapping their kind of tickets, as they all get ready to go, or as they all get ready to get on the train and have a good ride. While that's happening, Tanjiro could smell something was off with the tickets, immediately gripping it and pretty much tearing up the paper, as for it to not use any abilities, but that only made it worse, them all going into a deep sleep. As they are all in the sleep, the kids arrive, trying to kill them in their sleep. However, Tanjiro knows better that this is just a dream. Knowing for a fact that his family has died in front of him, he immediately does what he can, trying to figure out, punching himself, kicking himself, trying to drown himself, and just trying to get out of the dream, but it just doesn't work. As he ends up finding his sword, or finding his father's axe, as he grabs it, pinning it against his neck, thinking, well, if it is real life, then he won't die, or he might die, since that all could have been a dream. But oh well, if that's the case, then that sucks. He'll see his dad. So he presses his blade against his neck and takes off his head. As immediately as that happens, he wakes up, seeing the kids all there, trying to wrap them all up, kind of in ropes. As he does this, he dashes towards the kids, kind of chopping against all of their necks, knocking them out. As that happens, he immediately gets Nezuko to wake up and get out, as he gets the others to wake up as well. As that happens, he immediately senses the demon, or the upper, or the kind of the moon demon, the lower moon demon, is at the kind of on top of the train as he just jumps up, jumping out of the window and landing on top. Seeing the demon in front of him, the demon's surprised that he broke out so easily, but he doesn't give him room to talk. As Tanjiro boosts, he just dashes, he blitzes towards the demon, going at him like a panther. I keep saying going at him like this, but it's the best way to explain it. He goes after him like a menace, just going after him using his 4-section staff, slicing at him. As he does this, the upper moon, or the lower moon one demon known as Emu, tries to make him go to sleep, but Tanjiro closes his eyes, going at him and just being able to smell where he is and using his other senses. Going at him and whacking at his legs, blowing off the demon's legs before then whacking him across the neck, taking off his neck. Easy as that. After this, the demon then gloats that he was not the real demon and he is fused with the entire train. Tanjiro being kinda surprised, but also not, since he's seen weirder things. Or he feels like he's seen weirder things. As he goes out, dashing towards kind of the front of the train, Emu freaking out as the entire train morphs into disgusting kind of looks and just disgust in general. He dashes, or the Emu uses his tentacles to try and knock Tanjiro off the train and try and get him away, since he understands he is a threat. He also heard about the boy with the Hanafuda earrings from his master Muzan himself. As he wants to make Muzan proud, he wants to kill Tanjiro as much as possible. But it's no use, as any tentacle that he tries to hit Tanjiro with is knocked away. Anytime he tries to eat any of the people in the train, they are defeated immediately. Or that they are defeated immediately by the demon slayers inside. As Tanjiro jumps inside of the kind of cabin, he sees the kind of train driver there as he stabs him in, or the train driver stabs Tanjiro in the side, which doesn't do a lot. It stabs into him, but Tanjiro just pushing him off and knocking him out. As the wound heals immediately, Tanjiro rips up the metal and jumps up, slamming his kind of weapon down, hitting the neck of the demon, but it doesn't go all the way through. Tanjiro, getting mad, uses his snatch ability, grabbing at the neck and ripping at it, using Hunter's Fist as well, starting to drain the energy of the demon. As this happens, the train slowly starts to slow down before the front of it then explodes. Tanjiro letting off a blood-curdling roar as he whacks down once again, slamming down and slicing the demon's head, or taking off the demon's neck, severing it and killing Emu. As this happens, the train debuckles and crashes onto the floor a lot sooner than normal. As that happens, Tanjiro and kind of the rest of the demon slayers then look around, happy that none of the other demons have, or none of the people have died. As this happens, they all kind of look around, hearing something in front of them. As they look in front of them, they see someone there. A reasonably sized man with strange markings and lines all over his body. Them all knowing immediately, Tanjiro and Rengoku especially, knowing that this is trouble. The other two being a little bit injured from their previous fights with the rest of the tentacles and all that, and also from the crash, step back, letting the two masters handle this. Even Inosuke knowing that this demon is completely out of his league. As that happens, the demon compliments them, saying that even though he was a lower moon, he was still not weak. He was weak in his standards and his eyes, but he was not weaker than humans are. As he dashes towards Tanjiro, ready to hit him, but it is blocked by Tanjiro grabbing his fist and the fist, well, Tanjiro's hand being pushed back, but he still caught it, as he punches the demon known as Upper Moon 3 Akaza in the sternum, sending him flying back. The demon being quite surprised as he coughs out blood. Very surprised that a mere human was able to hit him that hard. As that happens, Rengoku tells Tanjiro to step back, and if he needs it, give him support. Tanjiro just nodding as the fight between Rengoku and Upper Moon 3 Akaza begins, with them being reasonably matched, but it is obvious that Akaza has the lead and is on top with this fight, pretty much toying with Rengoku a lot of the time. As Tanjiro sees this, he immediately realizes that Rengoku is soon going to be overwhelmed, dashing in and pushing Rengoku back as he's about to get punched in the face. Tanjiro tanking the blow as the fist goes straight through Tanjiro's skull. The demon, Akaza, thinking that was a bit of a waste and he shouldn't have sacrificed himself like that, but his hand is then grabbed by Tanjiro as Tanjiro rips his hand, or pulls Akaza's hand out of his skull, as his head then starts steaming up and healing. As Tanjiro pretty much grabs Akaza by the wrist, gripping him before then hitting him multiple times, hitting him with multiple palm strikes in the chest before then using his 4-section staff and whacking him a bunch of times, taking off his arms and legs and sending him flying. As Akaza has no time to recover, Tanjiro goes after him. He goes at him, using his different forms, using Hunter's Fist, immediately knowing that this will slow him down considerably. He uses Hunter's Fist all the way, screaming as pink kind of particles and this pink looking energy comes off of Tanjiro like a strange aura, as pretty much Akaza drops to his knees, unable to move, as he just feels all of his energy and strength be taken away, before Tanjiro is up in front of him, hitting him straight across the face, sending him flying before he's then cut in half by a blade with a flame crest on it. Rengoku slicing Akaza across the hips, slicing his upper body from his lower body, before his head is then taken off by a massive hit. But it was only the upper side of his head, therefore it doesn't kill him, only taking his eyes and kind of brow off, sending his head flying back, and the rest of his body sending it into a tree. Tanjiro going at him again, knowing that he's not dead, uses his 4-section staff before his Hunter's Fist runs out, as he uses Snatch, grabbing at the demon, pulling him forward before then using his kind of 4-section staff to hit him across the side, sending him flying, as Rengoku uses his blade to slice off the rest of his, take off his head, killing the Upper Moon 3 Upper Moon 3 Akaza. This being extremely surprising, as the rest of them, this being very surprising as they just defeated the first Upper Moon. They were the first people to defeat an Upper Moon in centuries. After this, Muzan is very displeased and gets all of the demons to come back, and they say, oh no, Upper Moon 3 died. That's sad. After that, Tanjiro and Rengoku and everyone heads back home, with Rengoku not dying. Yay! After this, they then go back to the Hashira mansion, where instead of just getting the girls, instead of just grabbing the girls, what's his name? Tengen Uzui, you just immediately goes up to Tanjiro, asking if he shall come with him to do a mission to defeat another possibly Upper Moon demon. Tanjiro, taking the opportunity, decides, yeah, sure, why not? He can't die, so it'll be better for him to be there than for somebody else to die. So he goes there, and they both agree. They both get to the red light district. Once they all get there, they are ready to kind of just find this demon. Tanjiro blitzing around at blinding speed, with the sound Hashira Tengen doing the same as they finally find something. Tengen jumping down and hitting the ground using his first sound breathing first form, Roar, hitting the ground as it explodes as he jumps down, slicing up a bunch of the kind of ribbons and the belt before the demon could even react, freeing everybody before Makio, Suma, or Hinataru were even taken, as they are all still at their other respective houses. As it happens, Tanjiro then finds Upper Moon 6, or at least one half of Upper Moon 6, known as Darky, and she immediately recognizes him as a threat, sending her belts at him, but he just disappears from his vision before her head is removed from her shoulders, as she falls down onto her knees, not really understanding what's going on. Tanjiro just explaining that he's just built different, and she didn't stand a chance. And she hears this, she starts crying and starts like getting angry at him, saying like, that's not fair, like she's Upper Moon 6, she's defeated Hashira before, like she shouldn't have been defeated by some brat, like she's Upper Moon 6, and Tanjiro saying like, bro, like you're not Upper Moon 6, I'm sorry, you're way too weak. And her explaining like, yeah, I'm Upper Moon 6, before then starting to cry, while Tanjiro is denying it. Tengen arriving and seeing this, kind of confused, as he asked, like, is it over already? Tanjiro saying, yeah, but it's a bit weird, like her head's not she's not disappearing, as he looks and realizes something's wrong, as she then screams out for her brother before something morphs and just something disgusting grows out of her back, as Tengen immediately goes into action, dashing towards whatever this thing is, as he dashes forward ready to slice its neck off, but he's too slow, as a massive explosion goes off, with him looking back, seeing that they're gone, Tanjiro looking to his right and seeing that they're in the corner. The man being there, an extremely skinny and grotesque, just disgusting looking guy, is standing or kneeling down to Darky, with her being just angry and sad, and with just disappointed really, with him telling her she can heal and just heal her head. As this happens, Tanjiro then charges forward, ready to take his head off, but the attack is blocked. The demon not able to take his head off, but he still is able to block it. As this happens, Tanjiro and Tengen then start going after the demon. Tengen then going, like, trying to go after both Darky and the other demon known as Gyutaro. However, Tanjiro just going and putting their hands on Gyutaro going at him, using his demon blood art immediately, trying to slice at Tanjiro, and doing so, taking off his head and half of his body, splitting him into pieces. The demon thinking that that was easy and this guy was weak sauce, and going to kind of go after the other Hashira that he knows of, but then looking back to see that there's steam coming off of Tanjiro, before he then disappears and he is punched across the face. The demon going flying as he's confused, seeing Tanjiro there completely healed, as he's confused and then remembers what Muzan said, that one of the demon slayers with Hanafuda earrings seems to be like them, but has no weakness to the sun. So he needs to get that boy no matter what. As he hears this, the kind of demon, Upper Moon 6, tries to go at Tanjiro, but he is no match. Tanjiro just slicing at him before then taking off both of his arms and taking off his head. The demon Gyutaro then laying there kind of falling but not being dead, and he's not fading away, as Darky is still alive and well, with her trying to fend off Tengen. Tengen kind of just toying with her really, as he sees that Gyutaro has been taken out. Before he can take off her head, however, Gyutaro attaches his head once again and dashes towards Tengen, ready to take his head off and kill the Sound Hashira, but it is blocked by Tanjiro. Tanjiro getting in the way and getting sliced down, before then grabbing at Gyutaro's leg and throwing him at a building, destroying it. As this happens, Tanjiro then says that he's figured it out and tells Tengen they need to take off both of the demons' heads at the same time. Tengen just nodding as Tanjiro dashes towards the stronger of the Upper Moon 6. He dashes forward, dodging multiple attacks before then using Hunter's Fist, pretty much taking away all of the demon's strength, saying that he is a lot weaker than that Upper Moon 3, rubbing it in the wound that this man is kind of weak before taking off his head, as Darky's head is removed as well, as both of them die. After this, they then head back, with Tengen then retiring since, well, he said to his wives that they shall leave after this final mission, and they decide to finish and leave, knowing that the Demon Slayer Corps in good hands with their newest Hashira, the Hunting Hashira, Tanjiro Kamado. And that is the end of this series. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I certainly did. It's been quite a fun ride doing my new Demon Slayer series and my first Demon Slayer series. So yeah, that's been really cool. Just remember, like, if you want to, you know, if you enjoyed it, remember to like, subscribe, all of that jazz. And yeah, I just want to thank, once again, like, this is from the absolute heart. Thank you for 2,000 subscribers. It does mean the world to me that people do enjoy my weird and messed up storytelling. But if they like if they like Crown Fiend's murdering storytelling, hopefully you're able to enjoy my stuff as well. Nothing against the guy, I love his stuff as well, but yeah. I'm pretty sure if you enjoy his, you'll enjoy a lot of people's storytelling, if it's good enough. That made no sense. But anyway, I'll stop jabbering. I hope you guys did enjoy this. And yeah, hit the notification bell if need be. Just comment down below or anything like that. All the links down in the description, all of that. Saint, since I'm probably going to have his music. And yeah, so that's pretty much that. Just remember, God is awesome, you guys are too, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.